Mundane Matt, what the fuck are you doing, Mundane Matt? Let's talk about Mundane Matt. Listen, by the way, I'm in a bedroom right now, so if it's weird, my backdrop is weird and everything, I apologize. But that's where I am today, so goddamn it, deal with it, I guess. I don't know. Shut up and deal with it. Mundane Matt is a guy. First of all, we're going to talk about Mundane Matt in this video. We'll touch on Keemstar real quickly. I guess he flipped out before with Matt. Everybody is piling on Mundane Matt right now. And I've had my ups and downs with his content. His content has entertained me. Also, his content has irritated me, as probably mine has done to many people as well. Because a lot of times I feel like he's trying to please something. I don't know if that's true, but he also has the ability to be one of these annoying individuals because he does tend to sort of stay in the middle, I think. Sometimes he has feelings and thoughts that you would agree with and I would agree with maybe, or someone different would agree with. But then he has other thoughts that somebody opposite of you may agree with, and that may throw people who are more extreme to the left or right of whatever, whether it be sci-fi or politics or entertainment or whatever, it may throw them off. But the idea that Mundane Matt flagged people's videos and tried to strike or copyright their channels is fucking crazy. It's petty, it's weird, it's sick, it's narcissistic. I've known people like this in real life, and I mean, we all know, we've known guys like, even guys that I was friends with, like JD from New York, who would go. And if somebody made a video on him who had 300 subs and he just shit on him, and then he used a couple of his clips and then he reacted to those clips, he would go and strike them and claim the content, and then laugh about it like that's mine, their channel's done. But it's not. It's fair use. The guy's commenting on you. So the attempt to silence anybody who says anything negative about you seems to be a classic trait, or it's the same trait with all these people. Ryback is another one, the wrestler Ryback. He seemingly can't take criticism. He looks anywhere. He almost like scours the internet to find any videos about him or anything about himself that he can report, flip out about, to fight back with. It's this obsessive nature. It's like 95% of your fans could love your content, 95% of the people could love you, and you still spend half of your time attacking the 5% that don't like you. It makes no goddamn sense. And it makes sense to maybe react to some of it if you want to. That's your choice. But it doesn't make sense to take away someone's livelihood or to stop them or even to inconvenience them for a few days while they have to fix things. Recently, I heard Keemstar went after him. Everybody's been going after him. Jeremy, Keemstar, a lot of my the other people that I watch or people that I've been friends with in the past have gone after him. I think Keemstar is a pussy, though, to be honest, because this is the guy that wouldn't even multiple times, wouldn't even come onto the show that I was doing. He's a guy who's taken on all these people that Keemstar has even taken on people that I've helped, and then told me that I was unoriginal when I'm the one who got most of the people who Keemstar was talking with or working with or doing stuff with. I got them started with their content, or they took their idea from me because I said, here, do this. And then they did it, and then they started working with him. Multiple different people have done this with Keemstar. It's the weirdest fucking thing. But then he comes on. See, I didn't get all butthurt that Keemstar said that I was a shit and that my stuff sucks and I'm some kind of shitty manipulator, whatever the fuck he said. I don't even know. And who the fuck knows what Keemstar thinks? I think he just doesn't care, so I just think he's an idiot. But yeah, he goes after everybody when he's a fucking dildo himself. But we'll talk about the Hollywood stuff too. People talking about James Gunn and Hollywood. There's no need to even talk about Hollywood and James Gunn. All right. But I don't want to flip the fuck out and go all over the place. I don't know what's up with Matt. They said Monday Matt's channel is dying, or his channels are dying. I don't think his channels are dying. They just grow very slowly. I honestly, I can tell you I have not looked at the numbers. I have not looked at his numbers. I know that some of my channels are really down in views. I wouldn't say dying. Dying is when, like, you're fucking dying. Like, I mean, you're bleeding out the ass. All my little channels have always been smaller, and in the next coming weeks and days and things, I'm going to be putting a lot more effort into these different channels, this one and my other ones as well. So we'll see what happens with those. But to say his channel's dying or is dead or whatever, it's actually maybe a year ago you could have even said that, but now it's actually doing better now than it was. And I think he's getting like 800 subs a month, 800 to 1,200 subs a month, which I don't consider that dying. That's growing. You know what I mean? You're just not growing, you know what I mean, like other people. He's got a more of a commentary / podcast format, right? So it's just sort of what he does is, I bet you he gets a lot of view time. I bet you he gets a lot of watch time, because I bet the people that like watching him watch the whole video or watch at least half the video, if not more. So I bet you he has a good watch time. So that's the thing about him where I disagree that his channel is dying. I think he may have some kind of mental issue, which I think we all do if we're on YouTube. I think if anybody's on here doing these type of things, there's something going on where we're all a little bit mental or neurotic, or have depression or something like that. Maybe not everybody, but I feel like a lot of people do. And I'm sure that, I don't know, man. I'd love to talk to him. I've actually, I remember years ago, I tried to hook up with him, and recently I talked to him once, but maybe he'll come on for the podcast. Maybe I'll try to reach out to him and get him on here and try to figure out what the hell is going on. Because there were so many videos made on him today. Like, there was so much stuff talked about that he's a scumbag. And let me go down that route. Let me go down the dirty route now, because now people might be sitting there thinking, but Joe, Jesus, he attacks people's channels and stuff. That is absolutely wrong. If that's true, and he really is, which it sounds like it is true, people have proved it, I think, already. That's why everybody's attacking him. He needs to never do that again. Like, you cannot do that. We will attack you. You will be attacked by the community on YouTube if you do that. And that's why I think the hate and the anger right now is so strong for him. And I don't know the specific circumstances, how many people he's done it to. Has he rescinded the strikes? I don't know. Has he reached out to these people to let them know he will? What has he confirmed or denied? I don't 100% know. I haven't sifted through everything yet. But maybe we can get him on here. We can talk to him about it, and we'll figure out what's going on. But there is just no room to do that. I've never done that. There's been people who have taken my content and put it up and wrote and like edited it so that I looked bad. You know what I mean? Like, in a way, I haven't even attacked that content ever, not once, ever. Which is, I mean, that's my choice, because creativity is creativity, and technically some of those things could be seen as defamation. So I certainly was within a right to do it in some of those cases. Not in the cases of someone cutting something up for like a joke or something, but in the cases of someone trying to paint me in a certain light with a title that says something that's suggesting something that isn't true. That could be seen as a problem, but still I didn't attack that stuff. But anyway, Hollywood, someone said, Joe, what should be done about Hollywood, James Gunn, all this stuff. You have no idea what they're doing in Hollywood, all right? You have no idea. I've been on YouTube since 2007, okay? I've been on YouTube since 2007, and you have no idea what Hollywood is doing, man. That place is disgusting, is despicable, okay? Like, these people come out and try to tell us who to vote for and and whatever the crap. Anne Hathaway uses a black woman so she can virtue signal. Anne Hathaway used a dead black lady so that they could virtue signal, and she could say, she is not just a hashtag. She's not just a hashtag. She's a black woman, and she was murdered by a white man. Actually, she was murdered by a homeless idiot psychopath who'd done multiple other things in the past as well, and it had nothing to do with race. But Anne Hathaway made it about race so she could get some kind of notoriety, so she could scream from the heavens with her white guilt to get some kind of credibility, and maybe she'll get another movie someday. Well, I got news for you, Anne Hathaway. Pretty soon you're going to be in a movie. It's called Sucking Cock, 'Cause I'm a Loser. That's the movie you're going to be in, Hathaway. Sucking Cock, 'Cause I'm a Loser. That's the movie you're going to be in. And don't get me started on the pedophiles, on the goddamn pedophiles in California, okay? These people are sick. There's sex rings everywhere. They're trafficking kids. They're banging and molesting kids left and right. They're selling their bodies. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting, and we're not even close to the tip of the iceberg of what's going on in Hollywood, okay? The tweets, the talk, it is real. I've made some weird jokes in my past. There's no doubt about it. But you know what? When there's a stigma in Hollywood, you kind of understand why James is under the gun so much. And the reason is maybe unfairly because maybe he just has a sick, weird sense of humor. That could be what it is. It could just be a sick sense of humor. But when you see what the other people in Hollywood are actually doing with kids, how can you not jump to these conclusions and be uncomfortable? Finally, it's coming undone. You bunch of diddlers, and you know what? They all cover for each other. It's a big ring. You talk, the left-wing people, you can talk about the right-wing Catholic priests, okay? You can talk about the Catholic priests touching kids. That's the conservative side of things. But on the left side, you got Hollywood, man. Both of these political parties filled with molesters and rapists, and there's tons of them in California. Half these goddamn people seem to have some kind of tie into this shit. Some kind of weird tie. Well, I'll tell you what. You better stay away from my kids, all right? Because if you come near my kids, I'll rip your goddamn fucking arm off, and I'll beat you to death with it, and then I'll cut your dick off with a knife, and I'll Lorena Bonneville you up the ass, okay? So don't come near me. You don't want to know what's going to happen. If you come near my kids, I will kill you. So go make a movie. Go make a movie. Go make your movies. Go Disney, the goddamn cartoon friggin' company. They're probably the biggest pedos out there with all these people that they've employed. There's so many other people out there that are protected for years and years. We're protected so much until they do something wrong internally. That's usually where the whistleblower, it doesn't come from outside one of us screaming. We can scream until hell freezes over. It doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't give a shit. Okay, you can sue them, you can attack them, you can investigate them. It never goes anywhere. The only time that these people get called out or get in trouble is when they break their own ranks. When they're in Hollywood and they piss somebody off in Hollywood who's above them. And that's when the beans get spilled on them. It's just like drug dealers tattling on each other. They're all sitting there dealing heroin somewhere, and all of a sudden Billy punches Bob in a meeting. And Bob gets angry, so he exposes him to the cops and tells everybody where his drugs are, and the guy goes to jail, but nobody else does. Because the cops are paid off by the drug dealers. But the drug dealers decide, we don't like Bob working with us anymore. Let's send him to jail. It's collusion of the fucking pedos themselves. That's how these people get called out. They're being called out by their own kind. They're not being called out by anybody. Wake up. That's what's happening. I'm telling you the truth. You can do your own investigating, and you'll find out exactly what I just said. They're all stalking around in California, walking up and down the strip, just jerking off in broad daylight. These are the people that cheering for Donald Trump's fucking star to just explode, probably while they're going home with a little kid. It's nasty. It's disgusting. It's horrible. I don't vote anymore, folks. I don't think I'll ever vote again until maybe even Ashton Kutcher, right? He wasn't he doing the exposed thing? I'll never vote for anybody again. You know what I'll vote for? I'll go down and I'll piss on every single one of those Hollywood stars, okay? I'll piss on every single one of them. Donald Trump is maybe a scumbag, right? Donald Trump might be a scumbag. Maybe he is. I don't know. But Kevin Spacey star, nothing happens to that. Nothing happens to Kevin. Nobody cares. Because out there, they're touching kids, bro. They're touching kids. They didn't destroy Obama's star. They destroyed Donald Trump's star. They don't destroy Kevin Spacey's star. They wouldn't destroy Bill Cosby's, I bet, either. I don't even know if Bill Cosby has one anymore. But they wouldn't. Raping women, raping men and women, somehow that's worse, right? Well, Bill Cosby has actually come under more fire than almost anybody else. Meanwhile, there's somebody out there who's diddled and fucked more kids than Bill Cosby, but no one says anything, and we're not even talking about it. Bill Cosby's become more of a meme than anything, and that's only because like 30 women came out and finally said something, right? Where's the outrage about the people that have been banging more kids than Bill Cosby banged women? I bet you there's a kid out there's people out there that have done more kids than Bill Cosby's had sex with even women that were consensual. But where are they? We don't hear about them, but we know they're out there. Keep talking about it. It's insanity. That's what it is. You need to listen. Matt Jarbo. It is what it is. Mundane Matt will reach out. We'll try to get a hold of Mundane Matt and find out what's up with him. I think Keemstar's a pussy, for the record. The guy will never debate me on multiple times, multiple things over the years, other than a brief Twitter exchange and Twitter war. He reached out for me for information on my former co-host at one time, and that's about all he wanted to do, is use me for information from that. Just like my former co-host and other people used me for a bunch of shit too. They used me for everything. He wanted to use me, so I said, fuck that. I'm not giving him any information, despite having tons of information of lots of things. I didn't want to give it out. And I won't give it out. But you know what I will give? I'll give you the opportunity right now to subscribe to my channel down below. This is Shame on News. I'm on Twitter at Real Joe Cronin. I'm sorry, I'm on Twitter at Real Cronin. It's my 5th Twitter account because of the SJWs of this garbage world that have taken down my Twitters. So at Real Cronin is my Twitter account. And until next time, you can't handle the news.